Hey, it's Eric O'Keefe. Today I'm here with Paul Morin, and Paul has been working now with Travis and Liv and their programs for a little less than a year. At the time we're talking now, seeing some pretty good changes, and he's moving different directions with what he's doing in his business, and we're going to find out all about that. So, Paul, thanks for taking the time to do this. I do appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Eric.
All right, so we're going to get to what the shifts are, what the changes and impacts have been, but let's talk about where you were before you started working with them. So, what was going on in the business? What was going on, challenges, struggles? What were you seeing there?
Okay, I suppose the main thing that it comes down to is we were struggling quite a lot to get leads into the business. We had our core amount of clients as it was, and we just found it very hard to reach the right people to try and get them in. So leads, I think, when we were speaking to them when I first came on board, where they asked, one of the first questions was, "How many leads a week? How many in the last month?" I was going to go, zero. So we've come a long, long way since then. Um, yeah, so each week I think we could be able to have 15, 20 leads now per week, where before we were at zero, ground
Mm,
zero.
okay. So in essence, you were struggling to get in leads, which means that the business really wasn't growing.
Correct. Yeah, we had plateaued. We were good at keeping our clients that had stayed with us, um, but there was no new leads coming in whatsoever. And I was really struggling at that time to try and generate more business, to grow the gym, to try and bring it to the next level, but I just didn't know how.
What kind of thoughts, feelings were you having in terms of those times? Because if a business isn't growing, right, it kind of holds you back a little bit in terms of how you feel about yourself, business. Like, what was going through your mind? Like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, it has a huge impact on not only the business side of things, but family side of things also. You're just trying to put in all the hours that you possibly can, trying to come up with new ways to find new leads or how to reach the right client as well. So yeah, there was a lot of stress at that time as well.
Mm. And was that coming across too? Like you said, family stuff, where like you kind of seeing it there, where you weren't maybe as focused as much on family stuff, and maybe it was more investment
Correct.
in business.
Yeah, so most of your time is spent thinking, how am I going to keep this going? We're in business about 8 years, so it had plateaued at that stage, and yeah, it did bring a lot of stress into my life at that time.
Mm.
But we're
Yeah.
here.
And so you were trying to figure out different ways to grow the business so that you can kind of shift things in some, I guess, tougher times, but not really. I mean, the business was plateaued. You still had a business, right? It's not like you were completely like, all right, broke, nothing, didn't have anything going on.
Correct, yeah. But again, I was kind of beating myself up because I wasn't able to bring the business to the next level that I really wanted to, or believed that I was capable of doing as well. So it was difficult to try and get your head around that. Um, and then I'd always kind of stayed in contact with Liv and TJ as well. And I'd always be following their stuff as well. So I was taking what I could out of some of their posts. And then we eventually touched base again.
What was I guess, the catalyst or the turning point where you finally said, all right, let's do this, let's touch base, let's reach out? Was there something that triggered that?
We kind of got an idea that we may be able to expand the gym to a slightly little bigger size. And once I had kind of confirmation of that, then I really needed to get back onto TJ and Liv.
All right, so you had this idea that you could expand the gym, right? But you were plateaued. So, like, how were you going to be able to do something like that? If you weren't growing, how could you expand the gym?
Um, I'll go back to one of my first encounters with Liv and Travis. I think I had the gym open for maybe about a year, 2 years, and I had been following the two guys quite a lot. I reached out to them. Then I got on one of their training programs, and within 4 weeks, again coming from zero leads, we ran our first ad and we got something like 280 leads. Where I had to go in, turn off all ads to try and make my way through all these leads. So it worked back then, and I seen the growth of their business, and so yeah, it was a no brainer to go back in and ask for their support and help.
Got it. Okay, so you'd seen that. You knew obviously what they were doing was something that was going to help you, was going to work. So you go back in. Now, what's it like actually working with Travis and Liv? What's the experience like?
It's pretty incredible. They've got you covered from all angles regarding motivation, accountability, everything to do with your figures. We use a lot of the principles that they offer us with our clients as well. And it's the accountability side of things. Some of that you got to answer to. So that's why our clients here in the gym get great results because they got to answer to me. And I found having to answer to the guys week in, week in, week out, it's definitely been a huge help. So
Yeah.
they're great.
Now, obviously, you have access to both of them at some point in the program, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I can pretty much message them at any time, and I know I'm going to get a response.
Right.
It's incredible. Or if you need a lot more attention to detail, you do through the Facebook group or through emails, which is just incredible.
Okay. Now, a lot of times when you have programs like this, people think that, oh, it's just, for example, Travis and Liv, but they've got a team as well. What's the experience in working like with the team?
The team are again, they're on another level. Everything from Chris to Lean, the the value that they can bring to you. And again, it's not like Travis and Liv offer you so much, but when you break it down into even the photography side of things or how to make proper posts, you've got someone there that you know that you can reach out to.
Tell me a little bit about how they help reshape your mind around numbers and making that being a big focal point of running the gym.
My background is personal training. And when it comes to the business side of things, yes, I'm owning my own business now. I really needed someone to guide me and understand my numbers a lot better than what I was at that time. I didn't really actually pay any attention to them. All I was worried about is trying to get some clients in the door, never looking at the figures of clients. What's the sales, how many leads, what's the cost per lead that I was trying or spending to try and get these people in. They really did break it down to a new level, as in they showed me exactly of what leads I can expect and what kind of money I need to put in to try and get the new leads in.
And how big of a shift was that for you, having that become a really big focus, a big driver of the business?
It was huge, and it was instant. You could see the effects on their business as well. Once I started realizing um, what the potentials of the business were, and also understanding the cost per lead and trying to get new clients in. So it was a huge mind shift for me.
Now you've got this focus, this way to focus on the numbers to take things and drive that. So you were at a plateau before. What have you seen? How has that shifted like the business? Where are you going now because of these working with them?
Well, the business is now pretty much we're at our capacity, maybe one or two shy of the gym being absolutely full of clients. So now the next phase is trying to move or trying to reach a few more people by bringing out an online program. The second I said that to Travis and Liv, they jumped straight on it, and they, they've set out the groundwork that I need to do. Um, and again, I have to check in with them, set out the goals for the next 30, 60, 90 days. So the accountability is it's like starting again, starting right again with the new gym, but this time online.
Before you started working with them, you were at plateau. How many clients were you at? And then you said you're almost at capacity. So how many are you at now?
We had roughly about 54 clients on direct debits, and now we're pretty much at our capacity of about 115 clients. And now we're about to make the shift to online training, which again is
Yeah.
pretty much from scratch.
Yeah. And you had mentioned too before the leads. I just want to go back and repeat about that before because you didn't have really any leads coming in that plateau.
Zero.
So, yeah, so you had zero leads. Okay. So zero. And generally, what are you doing now? How many leads are we looking at now
We're looking at about 15, 20 leads per week.
per week?
Per week.
Okay.
So it's been a big change.
Yeah.
And it's not just the leads that you got to be accountable for, it's also converting the leads as well.
And have you noticed an increase or improvement on that conversion?
Yes, most definitely. Some of the sales scripts have just made it so easy. I used to have a big fear when we got to that part of the sale. But again, another part of Travis's and Liv's team is Ruben, which came out with some incredible sheets that you could just work off and create your own one out of it. And it just made the whole process simple.
Made it a lot easier. So if you were to say conversions, let's say you got 10 people in before, right? And you converted how many, like how much more would your conversions have gone up, would you guess?
We're looking at easily 5, 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and before you didn't have much coming in, so it was much harder to begin with. Yeah. Have you noticed that the quality of leads and clients have shifted? Is it better than you had seen in the past?
Quality of leads, yeah. We now, I suppose, when I used to randomly do the ads myself, we'd be getting leads from all over Dublin City. People that were just there was no way in hell that it would have made it to the gym. They were the other side of the city. So We spend a lot of time on dead end phone calls, but now, yeah, the leads are a lot more qualified, I suppose you could say. So it's a lot easier by the time you even get onto the phone.
Got it.
Pretty much good idea.
You're getting 15, 20 leads a week, right? Money's coming in, doing much better. What's that done for you, I guess, on the personal side? Like peace of mind, how are you feeling? Do you have more free time? What do you see with all that?
Big thing will be that we're just another step closer to buying our dream home for myself and my family, which is huge for us. For the gym side of things, then as well, it's also given me the chance to be able to upgrade the gym, buy some of the best equipment around, and also for me to continue my studies as well. So all over, it's personally and for the gym as well, it's just been incredible.
I would say so. And now you're going to start shifting to the online stuff that hopefully create a little bit more time, recurring revenue, passive revenue, doing some of those things right now. And that wouldn't have been possible if you hadn't started working with them.
No, most definitely not. They've shown me how to build my brand, how to represent myself online as well. So it's again, I can't say enough for the two of them and the whole team.
I want to just shift a little bit. I want to talk about Travis and Liv for a few minutes before we start wrapping up. Just give me a few words or phrases to describe who they are.
Extremely motivated, caring, and two just incredible people that can not do enough for you.
Let's say someone is maybe in a similar situation to where you were. Maybe their gym has plateaued, their business is kind of stuck. They hear about your story and thinking about working with them, but they're not sure. Maybe they're just a little hesitant. So what would you tell them maybe to convince them that this is a good thing for them?
If you are sitting on the fence, it's definitely time to get off. All you have to do is look at what the guys have achieved with their own business. A quick look around, and you'll also see the people that they've affected as well. Then myself, I can list a few more people even from close by here in Dublin to the other people in the group, and I've just seen the impact that they've had all around. It's not a gimmick. They know what they're doing, and they've got your back at every stage.
Well, Paul, thank you for taking the time. Come on, share your story. I think it's been pretty cool to see what you've been able to do in less than a year. You're buying your dream house. You've got leads coming in where you had 0 before. Now you got 15, 20 week. Pretty amazing stuff. And I just want to wish you the best of luck moving forward.
So much for your time.
All right, take care.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.